This is Newsbeam TV. Be a part of us. Watch Newsbeam TV.
Students Association, University of Ilorin, Tuesday had their anniversary and launching of 27th edition of the Jurist publication, a publication through which eminent legal practitioners are honored. A legal luminary and professor of practice, Yusuf Olaolu Ali's son, the chairman of the occasion, was ably represented by Mr. Taufik Karede Olateju, a senior counsel at the Yusuf Olaolu Ali's Gallup Chamber, which held at the main auditorium of the university. Welcoming guests and honoree, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ilorin, Professor Wahab Olasupo Ebowale, who was ably represented by Professor Adeboyega Fawali of the College of Medicine, urged the student body to keep up the good work and emulate all jurists that have been honored so far.
In the Jurist, in which we are honoring our special guests, we are gathering to honor and celebrate this remarkable gentleman. His legal achievements is a legal luminary whose impact on the field of law has been profound and far-reaching. Is an exact round peg for a round hole for this special law student's hands. I bid you once again, Barrister Wahab Kunle.
In his anniversary lecture, Femi Falana, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, who was ably represented by Professor R.K. Salaudin of the Department of Private and Property Law, University of Ilorin, called on the Nigerian Bar Association to wade into the issue of arbitrary arrest and detention of lawyers by security agencies in Nigeria.
I thank the members of the Law Student Society, University of Ilorin, Kwara State, for inviting me to chair this launching of the 27th edition of the Jurist, an annual publication of the Society in honor of Barrister Wahab Kunle, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. I wish to congratulate honoree for joining the list of distinguished Nigerians who have been honored by the Law Student Society of this prestigious citadel of learning. The honor is well deserved in view of Mr. Shitu's contribution to the development of legal knowledge and defense of human rights in classroom and in court. A few days ago, a Nigerian lawyer, Mr. Pius Uwoke, who was illegally arrested and incarcerated for 3 years without trial, regained his freedom due to the intervention of the President of Nigerian Bar Association, Mr. Yakubu SAM. It is hoped that the Nigerian Bar Association will equally intervene and secure the immediate release of thousands of indigent citizens who are languishing in illegal custody in many detention centers in all the states of the Federation. It is submitted that by virtue of Section 34 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, and Section 70 of the Police Establishment Act 2020, a chief magistrate, or where there is no chief magistrate within the police division, any magistrate designated by the chief judge shall, at least every month, conduct an inspection of police stations or other places of detention in his or her territorial jurisdiction other than the prison. With respect to other federal government agencies authorized to make arrests, the judge of the High Court having jurisdiction shall visit such detention facilities. During the visit, the magistrate or the judge may 1. Call for and inspect the record of arrest. 2. Direct the arrangement of suspects. And 3. Where bail has been refused, grant a bail to any suspect where appropriate if the offense of which the suspect is held is within the jurisdiction of the magistrate or judge. An official in charge of a police station or official in charge of an agency authorized to make an arrest shall make available to the visiting chief magistrate or judge: 1. The full record of arrest and record of bail. 2. Applications and decisions on bail made within the period. And 3. Any other facility the magistrate requires to exercise his power under that subsection.
In his acceptance speech, Wahab Kunle Shitu, the honoree, appreciated the student for deeming it fit to honor him as a role model in the society. Shitu, who is also a postdoctoral student of law of the university, admonished students to choose between being a jurist and being a lawyer by profession. The senior advocate opined that a jurist practices law to ensure that justice is served in public interest as against being a lawyer and winning case at all costs.
So I feel honored. I thank you for honoring me, in spite of the fact that I'm out of it, just learning. I'm not expecting to be crowned in a few months' time. Let me say a few things here for records. I don't think it is proper for any lawyer to start referring to himself as a barrister. Barrister Ndewole, barrister Wahab, barrister Sambo is wrong, very, very wrong. I will not stop you from today. When you refer to a lawyer as a barrister, it's incomplete. You may refer yourself as not simply Wahab Esquire or Mr. Wahab. Don't say barrister. As lawyers, you are not supposed to make that kind of mistakes. There's no lawyer in Nigeria who is qualified to refer to himself as a barrister. You qualify as what? Barrister and solicitors at the Supreme Court of Nigeria. So when you refer to someone as a barrister, you are demeaning the person. It is an incomplete, appellation. That's the first point I wish to make. The second point I wish to make is that I feel very, very delighted that I've been called upon on the occasion of the 27th anniversary of this Jurist. This is a remarkable achievement of the Faculty of Law students of the University of Ilorin. A round of applause for it. I dare say that there is no university in Nigeria that has succeeded in beating that record. And when I say this, I say that with a lot of authority. I must have been a lecturer at the University of Lagos since 2005. Even in the University of Lagos, we have not been able to achieve this. Again, in accepting this honor, I want to ask all of you here gathered who are training to be lawyers. You ask yourself, as a takeaway from me, you want to become a lawyer. What kind of lawyer are you aspiring to become? What kind of lawyer? It's not just important for you to be a lawyer. It's far, far more important for you to make up your mind the kind of lawyer you want to be. And that is why this occasion is very, very important. It is the inauguration of the Jurist. It is far more important for you as a lawyer to aspire to be a jurist. There's a distinction between a lawyer and a jurist. And I will tell you today. A lawyer is a dignified profession. If you are a professional, if you are a lawyer. But not all lawyers are jurists. All jurists are lawyers. But not all lawyers are jurists. So, if you qualify as a lawyer, that is just the beginning. You must make up your mind to be a jurist. And what is the distinction between a lawyer and a jurist? If you are a lawyer, You are interested in winning your cases at all cost. As a lawyer, you are interested in winning your cases at all cost. Through fear, whether through fear or foul means, you want to win your cases. But a jurist is a different profession. A jurist is only happy when he or she wins his cases through the element of justice. A jurist is more interested in the justice of the case. A jurist is happy when justice has been served, not when he wins the case. That is why, as a lawyer, even when you lose and justice has been served, you should be happy because you are a jurist. A jurist is obsessed with the theory of justice. A jurist is unhappy when he wins a case merely on grounds of technicalities. When he wins a case just because there are other considerations other than the element of justice. So as you leave this place, you must make up your mind that I want to be a jurist. It is not only a judge that is a jurist. A lawyer can decide to be a jurist if he is interested in the element of justice. So, what is lacking today in our jurisprudence is the element of justice.
In her review of the Jurist, Professor Azizat Omoloye Adebayo expressed delight in the law students, adding that most of the articles in the Jurist were written by students of law, while only 3 were written by established lawyers, attesting to the competence of students of University of Ilorin Law Department, imbibing and putting to practice what they were being taught by their lecturers.
I'm proud to say that our students did brilliant. Only about 3 were articles done by established lawyers. Majority of the articles were from existing students between 100 to 500 level. So for the relevance of the subject matter, the quality of the analysis and the recommendation, they were simply fantastic. And I do commend that this feat that has endured for 27 years would continue by the student body of Faculty of Law, University of Ilorin. I wish them well, and I hope others can take the flag flying beyond what has been achieved today.
The climax of the event was the launch of the 27th Jurist publication in honor of Wahab Kunle Shitu, Esquire.
To the glory of God and to the benefit of all mankind, not just the law students, dedicate this.
Please let me tell us together for that wonderful presentation by Professor Pawani, PhD of Research, Technology and Innovation. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting to present the 27th edition.
To the wonderful woman, the backbone of her father, so she was the child. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
The executives of the law students.
On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Wahab Kunle SAN, I would first of all like to call on the honoree of today, our special guest of honor, Barrister Wahab Kunle Shitu, Esquire SAN, to please come and launch the Jurist. So that's a special
Please around.
On behalf of the Vice Chancellor and the entire university community and the distinguished gentlemen here present, as well as on behalf of the Law Society of the University of Ilorin, my honor to formally launch, quote unquote, this Jurist, which is a significant milestone in our jurisprudence. I will just launch it with a token sum of 1 million naira.
Speaking on the essence of the anniversary, the president of the Law Students Association, the University of Ilorin, Said Hafiz Ainde, said that the students celebrate scholarship, excellence, and dedication to law practice in the interest of public or societal interest, adding that it is a legacy passed on by previous leadership of the Students Association. Also, the vice president of the association, Amina Balogun, portrays the need for lawyers to distinguish themselves as professionals in practice and as a criteria for being honored as jurists.
The Jurist is an annual publication and anniversary of the Law Student Society, Faculty of the University of Ilorin, and it is aimed at celebrating excellency, scholarship, and dedication. And we also hope and believe that it's going to serve as a platform for the upcoming generation, lawyers, to also tap inspiration from, not only to them, but also to legal academia, the friends to the legal community as well.
So I would like to go fully into law practice, yes, to stay in the bar. I don't have any plan to go to the bench, that is to be a judge for now, but I don't know what the future holds, so let's see. The criteria is that we look for distinguished people, persons that have distinguished themselves in this legal practice, then we honor them with the jurist annually. We've honored, there are so many persons that we've honored, and they are always persons of distinguished value. There are people that have contributed a lot of things to the legal practice.
Okay. Friends and family spoke about the honoree and attesting to the deserving honor done to him by the students of the law department. Speaking in the person of her husband, Hajia Khadija Shitu, said that she married her husband because of his sincerity and truthfulness in all issues. She expressed joy that her spouse was considered for a honor well deserved among students of the university.
Now I can say categorically 35 years. Yeah, it has been great, tough, and sweet and sour. Anyway, it has been sweet and sour. The truth in him, very truthful, very sincere, and he knows what he's doing. I'm happy. I'm so happy I can't express myself because he have to force me to come. I don't want to come before, but on getting here, I'm happy. He's a trustworthy man. He fights for his rights. I never stop fighting, and he's a workaholic man. Workaholic, non-rest. Not giving enough time. Coming back from the office, start yelling at everybody around, including the drivers. You start yelling at them, then I will know that yes, he's going through stress. So I have to calm him down and tell him to calm down and pet him.
So how did you meet?
He has been my brother's friend, but not on the basis of that friend. We met on a neutral ground in Kano. Yes.
I'm happy to be here this morning. The awardee is my friend and classmate. We've been together for about 48 years. So I'm not surprised that it was found worthy by the Ilorin law students to give him this honor. He's a man of integrity, and he's pulling his weight as expected in the legal profession. So I'm very happy to be associated with today's program.
At the signing of the event, Professor Fatah Sambo, head of Public Law Department, Faculty of Law, highlighted some of the challenges that hinder the process of constitutional review in Nigeria, despite that it is the desired step for smooth running of governance. Also, a counterpart, Mr. Taufik Karidi Olateju, in his submission, stated that the various deficiencies in Nigerian law is deliberately occasioned by the lawmakers for their selfish reasons, which is why power must return to the people who deserve the right to make laws to govern themselves.
And I specialize in constitutional law and constitutional justice. Yes, the loopholes can be blocked, but it's a very difficult task because the problem we have actually has to do with not the constitution itself, not only the constitution itself, but the process of altering the constitution. Because if you have, for instance, you have put the process of altering the constitution in the hands of some politicians who may not be that patriotic for the purpose of doing it, then those loopholes can never be blocked with that particular kind of approach.
Okay.
Well, I've always said that review of constitution is not enough. That constitution needs a total rejig. That constitution needs a total transformation. And for us to have a total transformation, you need a constitution that will properly emanate from the people of Nigeria. And for it to be properly, to have properly emanated from Nigeria, from the people of Nigeria, that constitution has to go through some high level of popularization, so that the people themselves will participate in the process of constitutional making, not necessarily the members of the National Assembly or the members of the House of Assembly. Because the existing institutions, like the National Assembly, like the State House of Assembly, can never alter the constitution to their disadvantage. They cannot alter the constitution in such a way that will affect their interest. And to that extent, the loopholes will continue to be in the constitution. And that is why you see that they will never agree to the suggestion that the people themselves should be given the power to make the constitution. And if that continues, then we will just continue to alter it. And the loopholes will continue. A real democracy, but we can still call the process of democratization, because we are not there yet. Because we still have incidences of violation of rule of law. We have incidences of unnecessary fusion of power where we ought to have separation of powers. We have incidences of corruption all over the place, and people in the grassroots are not at the moment getting the full benefits or dividends of democracy. So to that extent, we can't say we are there yet, but I hope we will get there, because as we are doing now, we have about how many years of democracy now? It's still better than any military regime.
There is no perfect constitution in the whole world, but I want to believe that the constitution of Nigeria, the one you are referring to, there is need for review of some certain aspect of the constitution, and that has taken us to several series of conferences towards achieving the review of the constitution. And we hope and pray that we are not there yet, but we will be there in soonest.
The honoree, who spoke with Newsbeam TV at the signing of the event, stated the need for determination in his choice of standing for human rights and justice, adding that standing out in the society has its challenges, but he prepared his mind ready to look away from the pains, but mindful of public interest of justice.
I feel grateful to God. I feel humbled. I feel appreciated. I feel honored. Well, the cost of maintaining a grant is that you have to be ready to be victimized, to be snubbed, to be opposed, to be vilified, and to be called all kinds of names. But like Chief Ghanaian we always say, you should do what is right. You should stand for what is right always, even if you are always standing alone. If you are standing alone, you should stand for what is right. And I'm motivated by his philosophy that it's always good to stand for the truth, to stand for justice, to stand for fairness, to stand for equity, to stand for the rights of others. If you think of happiness in terms of your personal self, then that is no happiness. But if you pursue happiness in the context of happiness for others, then you'll be fulfilled in the long run. That is what I stand for. Okay. I want to ask yourself is that, how do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as somebody who suppressed the truth, or somebody who fought on the side of justice and the truth? And I think it's more honorable to be remembered for justice and fair play.
I am Olubi Ayomini. This is Newsbeam TV. Please subscribe, share, and be a part of News.